When I was a junior in high school, there was a program at the University of South Dakota at Springfield, back before it was a prison, uh, where they took juniors in high school, and during the summer, they had a program called STOP. I believe that stood for Strategic Technology Opportunity Program. And what it was you went down there and took a number of courses, short courses, 2.5 days, as I recall, each, and you would kind of sample it and see, what you were interested in or what, maybe you had a talent for or something. And I was able to attend that because my brother Jim and I had, because I'd skipped sixth grade, um, we were in the same class and the same grade, and he was going because my brother Mike had gone the year before, and it was really a great opportunity. It didn't really cost you anything, and then also Jim's brother uh, uh, Tim Coakley, also kind of mechanically inclined and stuff, was wanting to attend as well. We went down there on a Saturday and took some tests all day, and from that they determined who would get picked and stuff, and all three of us got picked. So we went to this program, uh, and it was kind of interesting. When I ended up going, I actually had surgery, so I was in a wheelchair. The surgery was on my left leg, and so the cast was kind of like my brace, so I could walk some on it, not very much. And I did carry my crutches. I had come up with a way to have my crutches strapped to the back of my wheelchair, so I could kind of haul them around with me if I needed to. The only time I ran into any issues with my walking and stuff was the first day. The first class was machine tools, and we went to at the front of the building, and there were 3 steps. Now, luckily, my brother Jim and Tim were taking that same course at the same time. In fact, that's the only one that we did take at the same time. And so really didn't know for sure, but anyway, ended up walking, getting out, using my crutches to walk up the 3 steps, and Jim moved my wheelchair up, and then I got on with the day. And when the teacher then told us that, I could come in a different way because that building was also connected to the auto body part of the curriculum, and so I could just come in through their garage doors there, and that's what I did for that course after that. It was really an interesting time going through all of this. I took courses in machine tool, as I said, welding, and also every computer-based electronics type course that they offered during it, data processing and some other things. And a number of things that I really got from that were the data processing course was taught, and we went over to the University of South Dakota in Vermilion and got to see the mainframe and got to play tic-tac-toe with the mainframe, and actually we each got to play it. I was the only one that actually beat it, which was kind of fun. And it was interesting. You typed in on a typewriter that didn't have a monitor. It just, everything was printed out on paper, and then the computer would type back what its response and things like that. It was really very different from the computers that we know of today. No mouse or anything, of course. And this mainframe took up a whole room and was hyper-cooled and things like that. When we came after that, in one of the courses, the teacher had been to a symposium, I believe in Minneapolis or something, and he came back and he plopped his briefcase down on the desk and said, when we were talking there, we talked about before the end of this century, and this would have been in 1972, before the end of this century, we will see computers that take that room full of computer that you saw the other day, and we will see computers a size or smaller than my briefcase that will make that thing look just silly. And we all laughed. I mean, that was just crazy talk at the time. And looking back, it's just amazing to me how much things have changed in the computer world. Another thing that I got to use during that time was something called a bitrainer, where you actually programmed it in binary. It was this great big thing about the size of a refrigerator, and all it could do was add and subtract in binary. That's all it could do. And so we had to learn binary and one's complement and two's complement. And really, it's amazing how much of that stuff stuck with me, and it is really kind of part of what led to my getting into electronics, my ultimate interest in computers, which for me was really a life-changing thing. And I look at computers and I think about all they can do and everything. They really are a great equalizer. Someone like me who physically maybe is very challenged, with a computer, there is very little that I cannot do. In fact, I have never had anything that I actually tried to accomplish using a computer that I wasn't able to accomplish. And I firmly believe that a lot of the things that had to do with uh, my survival being disabled led me to being very good with computers. And it was such a great opportunity to go there as a junior in high school and participate in a program like that. We did some things. We went up to the cities for a couple days. That was pretty interesting. Got to tour a beer factory. I wasn't able to go in there because it wasn't accessible in any way. And we also went to another factory that I wasn't able to go into. So that part was kind of disappointing. But at the time, that was kind of standard. There's a lot of places were not accessible. Uh, Sadly, there are still a lot of places that aren't all that acceptable yet today.